So that's security. Another key dimension of color strategy, and one all business strategies today are talking about, is sustainability. Sustainability is a big idea that every business we know is really trying to wrap their head around and is requiring new thinking of their packaging. So let's look at three big ideas for sustainability from our perspective. One is you can reduce the package, right? This is about minimizing the amount of packaging that's required to protect the product. Or you also have the option to go biodegradable. You know, you've got biodegradable cardboard, biodegradable films, PLA, PHA. For instance, if you look at the board or the podium that we've used in this slide, this podium is actually made from a material called EcoBoard, which is fully recyclable, made from paper, but as strong as wood. There are, however, some questions about the performances of these materials in end-use applications, but these are some of the options that are available and are in the market today. Another big idea around sustainability is really this idea of environmental. It's another key tool that companies are turning to today around reusability and recyclability of the substrates. For instance, the two examples we have here, on the left, you've got the paperboard, which is used in this Quaker 100% natural, and it's viewed as recyclable. Flexible packaging, on the other hand, which is being used in the Bare Naked granola, opens up the option of source reduction. But these types of packages both of these types of packages really sort of move you towards what's being considered as different environmental alternatives in the market. And while both security and sustainability are hot issues, we can never walk away from this, the strategic need to be competitive, to get to the market first. Speed is, in fact, very, very strategic. So one of the questions I have is really, do you have a speed to market plan for your packaging? Well, you need one, and it requires this concept of having a single-minded integration. We hope you can see by now that the color is not a downstream tactical decision being made at the converter. It's in fact an upstream strategic issue that should be made as part of your design thinking for the package. And then, so you're asked the question, what is this single-minded integration? Really, it's a single vision of the supply chain when it comes to color. Everybody needs to see the same thing. What we often find is that the packaging value chain operates in this silo environment. And we know that if color is going to help you elevate your strategy, you really have to make those color decisions earlier in the workflow and communicate their implications all the way across all of those silos. So we've got sort of 5 ways we think about streamlining the workflow. The first is this idea of consolidating your color palette and cutting the chaos. You can standardize. It's really amazing how many headaches go away when you standardize your brand colors. And a big idea, one of the big things we think about is this idea of aligning your end-use function with appearance. This seems real obvious, but you'll be surprised, really how many people, how much rework really has to happen because people don't think about what's the implication of the end-use function of the package and how does that impact color. Let's be real, when you think about this, right? Packages that have, great functional benefit but don't have eye-catching color, they sort of languish on the shelf. They fail at really becoming that beacon that Don was talking about. And then, you have packages, if they're visually striking, but they don't meet the needs of the end-use application, quite frankly, they'll fail And I mean that literally. You know, they'll fail. They won't hold up. So these are things that have to be considered up front, you know, if you're looking to succeed. So one of the things is that, you know, color is about fidelity, right? So here's some facts when it comes to color and print fidelity, which is really all about getting, you know, that vision for the package right the first time. Fact: processed colors are relatively linear from paper to solid. Fact: spot colors are relatively nonlinear from paper to solid. So here are a couple of other ideas you might want to think about. Is no two colors are identical. You know, you have to make adjustments for that early on in the process. And if, you know, if you're thinking that, you know, inks match at all the tonal ranges, well, no, they really don't. You have to recognize and adjust to this early on, so you won't slow down your process. Because colors do differ in tonal ranges. When you take a look at on the left side, you can see that the inks, that ink A is really breaking down to a warm yellow shade orange. But on the right side, ink B, which you would think is the same red, is really breaking down to a bluer shade orange. These are the kinds of things you need to think about when you're trying to plan for and optimize your color and your print fidelity. Finally, to head to the market seamlessly, ask for real proof. You know, that's this concept or this idea of having real color or real ink on real substrates so that you really know what it's going to look like when it hits the shelf. So my assistant is now bringing me the question. Wow. So interestingly, how confident are you about your organization is protecting against counterfeiting? Wow, that must be more than 60% of you, about 63% of you are saying that you're not confident or not sure. That leaves a lot of opportunity for you to talk about or think about where you want to go with this security and authenticating your products. It's a big opportunity that you don't want to fail to capitalize on. So in closing, really, what we hope today is that you've gained some insights about the how and the what of using color to elevate your strategy to create some really good results.